We're going to go through the process of removing an interlocker without removing the panel from the frame. So, first step we do is remove the screws. There's 3 screws at the bottom, 1 assembly screw that attaches to the race on the rail, 2 roller screws. The larger headed ones are the roller screws. The one at the very top is the assembly screw. On the top, there's only 1 screw that holds it to the top rail. And like I said, we're going to start by removing those screws.
Remove the 3 screws from the bottom rail. Now we're going to remove the screw from the top.
Okay, now that the screws have been removed, we're going to go ahead and hammer the interlocker off. We do that by using a 2x4. You set it up against the edge, the interlocker, where the glazing vinyl's at. Start at the top, set it there, start hammering down, working your way down. Once it's been pulled off, make sure all the screws are removed before reapplying it back on. Okay, so now before reapplying the new interlocker or the same existing one, make sure your vinyl's set back onto the glass. Wax up your screw real good so that it can actually attach to your drill bit like that, so it actually stays in place. Because we're going to run it through the hole on the interlocker so we can get to that race on the rail. And you'll see him doing that right now. Now if you come on this side, you can see that there's a gap between the interlocker and the rail, and that's where he's looking through to see the race on the rail, and that's how he can line up that screw with it. And once he starts it, he'll turn it by hand a couple of times so it doesn't thread out. And once he starts it by hand, he'll go ahead and use the drill gun to make sure he tightens in there for a couple of turns. And now he'll work his way down to the bottom and do the same thing. What we're doing here is we're trying to line these holes with the races, not only on the rail, but on the rollers. Now, you may have to adjust this. You can do that by using a pry bar like this. Make sure you tape off the end so you don't damage any of the parts. And you can lift it and line up those holes wherever you need it at. Okay. Before you hammer the part back on completely, just give it one more check that your holes are still lining up. And you have to readjust it, go ahead and pry it up with the pry bar. Or if you have to go down, put a small stick on that opening and you can hammer it down just to get it aligned. Because once you hammer this part on, you're not going to move it up or down. So make sure all the holes are lining up. And then in this case, they are lining up already. We made sure they are. So now we're just going to go ahead and hammer the part on completely. Now that the part's been hammered on completely, all we got to do is tighten those screws on all the way, top and bottom, top and bottom. And then put the roller screws on also.
¿Puedo usar el cargador? ¿Es de esta batería, no?
¿Cómo?
¿Para esta batería atrás?
Sí. ¿Y esta ya está cargada?
Cool.